Hey everyone, welcome back to Comic Frontline. Jay here with the Teen Wolf review. That's right, Teen Wolf is back. Season 4 premiered tonight. The episode is titled The Dark Moon. I'm a huge Teen Wolf fan. Kat and I are the ones who really enjoy the show. She reviews it on her channel. I'm going to try to review all Season 4 on Comic Frontline. So, what happens in this episode? This episode was a good opening episode. You get a lot of action right from the start. Scott's pack is trying to find Derek. Derek has been missing. They don't know where he's at, but they kind of think that this cartel has him. And the cartel is actually a group of hunters that are associated with the Argents. Because I think like all the hunters are connected somehow. Like there's a group of hunters and they all connect somehow. But this faction of hunters is the Mexican faction, and they're known as a cartel, something like that. So they go down to where they're at, and they're like, "We want Derek. We'll buy him back from you with $50,000." Styles put $50,000 on the table. The head lady is like, "I don't think so. You got money. You're dumb to come here all alone." And he was like, "I'm not alone." And then you find out that, everyone's with them, So Scott is there too. And he was like, she's like, "You brought a wolf?" And he was like, "No, I brought an alpha." So it's really cool how they set it up. It's kind of like, almost like an Ocean's 11 type of, thing where they like break into the club. But of course they get captured, and we get that scene that we got in the previews where Scott's getting electrocuted. That was pretty cool. Through that process, Scott figures out that Kate is still alive, because the cartel lady's like, who could have been turned without a bite? Think. And she turns up the electricity up to 10, and it shocks Scott so much that he remembers back when Kate asked Chris, "Can you turn from a scratch?" And he's like, "If it's deep enough." So he remembers, he breaks his chains, and he's like, "Kate." And she was like, "Say it again." He was like, "Kate." So they get the that mercenary girl that that rescued Isaac, and she's been with us for a couple seasons now. You see her every now and then. So they hired her to escort them to this place called the church. Now the rest of the group breaks down in Sal's van because someone like this bone like claw spike type thing into the tire or into the car, into the Jeep, and it messes it up. So Scott goes on the motorcycle with the girl, and they head to this place called the church. Now the whole town was devastated by an earthquake. Everything's destroyed, but the church is still standing. Legend has that there's a temple of the jaguars underneath it, and that's why the church was the only thing that was left standing. Scott and her go into it while they fix the Jeep back in the desert, and Scott says, I sense Derek, he's here, So they keep going, and back at the breakdown, Malia's like, "There's someone here, something's here." She smells it, she senses it. So, but she can't see because it's too dark. It's getting too dark. So Kira uses her sword and the headlight, and she shines the light just the right way, and they see something in the bushes, like some kind of thing. Malia goes off after her. Kira goes off after her. Styles and Lydia try and fix the car, the Jeep real fast, try to get it to work. Kira finally catches up to Malia, and Malia's wounded. She's cut. She's like, "I don't know what it was, but it cuts deep." So, the Jeep is fixed. They head out to the church. While at the church, Scott and the mercenary are, they realize that they're not alone. Something's there with them. So this thing is like coming at them, and she's shooting, but they can't see because it's so dark. Scott does the alpha yell. The thing backs away, and then they find it's like seal. It's some kind of like seal. It's a native seal of the jaguar god. So Scott breaks it, and someone reaches out with their hand like this. Scott and them are coming out just as Styles and them are pulling up, and Malia's like, is that him? Is that Derek? And we look at the kid, and it's the kid, the new kid that's coming on, the guy who was in Superman, Man of Steel. His name is Liam. Now they don't say what the character's name is or anything like that, but we already know that that's the new character that's coming on. And I think, because by what Styles said, sort of, I'm thinking, well, Derek had a sister that survived, Derek had another sister that survived, Derek survived, Peter survived. I think Derek's brother is Liam, so that makes 5 Hales who survived this fire where all the Hales were supposed to die, but apparently none of the Hales died in this fire but the mother. Talia is like the only Hale that seems to have died in this fire. So maybe it's true what Jeff Davis said about Teen Wolf. No one ever dies on a show, and it's true. They do explain kind of sort of why Kate is a were-jaguar, because they said, Scott tells them when they ask, so what is she, a werewolf now? And Scott answers it by saying, no, I don't know. We don't know, because there is a belief that you are that your turn is from who you are inside. And we learned that from when Jackson became the Candyman in season 2. Jackson's inside determined what he would turn into. Now, the reason why this cartel let Scott free is because Scott is a certain type of alpha. Scott has never bitten anyone, so he has never turned anyone. But the cartel let him know, the lady let him know. She said, if you ever bite someone, you ever turn someone, I will be crossing your border, and I will be coming to get you. So, Scott was put on notice. So I think by the end of the season, Scott is going to turn someone, because there's a reason why she said that to him, and there was a reason why everyone was like, oh, Scott is going to be an alpha, Scott's going to be an alpha, and then he became an alpha. So I think this is a little bit of foreshadowing, which the show does a lot. So expect Scott to become transform someone. That's what I'm expecting anyway. And like I said, I think Liam is really a Hale, because the way Styles said, sort of. So I'm thinking that's like Derek's little brother. So now the only ones that we know who actually died in the fire was Talia. And because Derek's one sister died post-fire, the Hunters, the Argents, they killed her, so she didn't die in the fire. She died post-fire. Derek's other sister is, running around somewhere. Peter survived the fire. Derek survived the fire. Now we know that Liam survived the fire. So, I don't know. The Hales just don't give up. They don't go down without a fight. I'm looking forward to finding out more about Liam and more about, what happened to him, more about his story. This seems like an interesting season, and we still didn't even find out where Derek is, and we still haven't even seen Kate in action yet since the season finale last year. So, so many things happened to us. I only give this episode 4.5 out of 5. I really love this episode. I'm looking forward to next week, and I'm going to try to give you another review next week. Well, those are my thoughts. Now I want to know what yours are in the comments below. Also, like this video, subscribe to Comic Frontline, check out and subscribe to my channel, The Comic Book Theater. Check out Comic Frontline, the site, for all the latest previews, reviews, news, and interviews. For even more news on all things related to comics, comicrelated.com is your source for all your comic book needs with daily updates. And don't forget to like and follow me and Comic Frontline on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. I'll include all these links in the description below. Until then, I'll catch you in the next review.